I had a wonderfully strange weekend. Let me explain. Hey y'all, it's Daniel. I said over this weekend, 15-year-old Daniel would be freaking out that I get to do this. Sometimes the thing you dream about doing, you actually get to do or have. And it takes effort to fully enjoy the moment rather than thinking about a future moment. I hope that as I share a quick story that you can breathe, maybe even take a deep breath right now, and experience gratitude for the things that you have, maybe that you always wanted, even though they're imperfect. This was the first dream that I ever had. I wanted to play drums. I wanted to play drums for my church's middle school and high school group. And it was a bunch of things. I thought the guys, Aaron Soto, Brian Bothwell, Mike Woodward, who played drums, they were so cool. I was between 13 and 15. They were 25 to 30. And that was the first thing. The second one, it took a lot of skill to play drums. It's tough to fake drumming or using tracks. Like you just kind of either have it or you don't. The third thing, it's incredibly physical. And fourth, it has the most positive effect when it's done really well and the most negative effect when it's done poorly. And the fifth was there's this girl that I liked and I thought if I played drums, she might like me more. Sacrifice not included. Are you coming to the pool? Marcos asked as he stood watching me. He was in his swimsuit and goggles. I said, not yet. I haven't finished my 3 hours of practice yet. I'll be there later. When I was 15 years old, I spent 3 hours a day over a summer practicing drums. I called it my 3x3 rule. Practice 3 hours of drums by 3 p.m. or I couldn't hang out with my friends till afterwards. And this was a self-enforced rule. My parents didn't care. And when I was 16, I decided not to play football my junior and senior year of high school because I felt drums would be something that I could do longer term. Best case scenario, play 2 years in high school, maybe 4 years in college, so 6 years if I can make it that far. And after doing 2 years of swimming in my junior and senior year, I thought about doing that in college because it seemed like I was pretty good at it. I was under 60 seconds on all 4 strokes for 50 meters, under 45 seconds for the freestyle. But again, I was like, drumming or sport, I chose drums again. And I moved to Sacramento to do a 2-year internship, and I got way better at playing drums. See, dreams, they have valleys and mountains. And every time I play, there is this dump of chemicals. And it's kind of like the post-vacation blues. If you've gone somewhere and had an amazing time and you come back and you're like, man, I just feel weird. That's kind of like what happens most times that I play drums. Performance, it takes a lot out of me. And this last weekend I played drums in front of over 4,000 people live and about 4,000 online. And I went home, I ate, I read a book, I cried, and then I took a nap. And then I started writing this newsletter. Why, you're asking? Because these moments where you are living the dream that you've always wanted are combined with the reality of the pressure of that responsibility. It's the tension. To have what you always wanted and understand the weight of that. The reality of living that dream that you've always wanted is there is pressure to do well. And honestly, until the last service, there were 4 of them this last weekend, I wasn't fully present. So why am I sharing this with you? Because I wonder if there are things in your life that you now have, that you always wanted, but they came with things that you didn't anticipate. So what's your dream? Did you want to buy a house, get married, start a business, increase your confidence in social settings, develop creativity, become a better storyteller? I'm not sure what your dream is, but what I do know is that dreams acted on come with responsibility. And in order to enjoy them fully, we have to choose to be present. Otherwise, you only see the gift after it's over. And I want to enjoy, screw that. I want to enjoy the gift in the present. And when looking, I want to enjoy the gift in the present and when I'm looking back. Not only enjoy the things once they're over. That's such a crappy way to live. Imagine only enjoying moments once they're gone. I'm unwilling to live that way anymore, and I hope that you are too. So here's how I cultivate gratitude in the moment. The first one is to remember that even though I felt the pressure to perform this weekend, I remember that this was younger me's dream. And I wonder if we can remember that we are so often living in the future that a younger us only dreamed about, that the reality of it that even though the reality feels different, that we can enjoy it and be incredibly grateful for that. The second thing is to be around good people, and ideally it's to share a meal with them. And the third thing is to ask for the things that we need. Sometimes I need a hug, and I'll ask my friends for that because they can't read my mind, but if I ask, they're often quite willing. And here's how I can choose gratitude even in the midst of pressure. If it's something that you're newer at, you can frame it as an experiment, especially if it's public speaking or some type of performance. I find that really helps when you're just going, this is an experiment. We'll figure it out. The second thing is to lighten the mood. I will almost always tell a joke to all the band before we go live. I want everyone to smile and laugh, even if it's a bad joke, because it changes the way everyone shows up. The third thing is that nervousness and excitement are normal. And I know that before I speak, my heart rate's gonna elevate. That's normal. It happens every single time. And by understanding that that's normal, it doesn't make it weird, like I'm not bad or wrong. And with drumming, I've done it so much that my heart rate actually doesn't, like I can't feel it elevated the way I can when I do public speaking because I'm still getting better at that. But the fourth thing is to choose this mindset. I want to enjoy this moment more than I want to be perfect. And this is a self-feeding cycle that if I enjoy this video and go like, man, this video, like this might be one that someone watches over and over again, it makes a huge difference in their life. The way I'm going to show up, even if I stumble over words, which I have, that doesn't mean that it can't be so impactful for you listening. And so the more that I enjoy this process, the better I'll be. And so if I can detach from the outcome and go, I'm going to do the best that I can to show up in this video and make it the best that it can be, I'm going to enjoy it more, and thus the result is actually going to be better than having this need to try to be perfect. So if you want to improve your confidence in social settings, I've got a course down below. And here's some of the things that I hope you gained from this video. Number one is the idea was knowing too much of your future is never a good thing. Two, I wanted you to feel peace in the present, and the action was to choose gratitude for what you do currently have. So, adios.